It's mid-October in Colorado. The aspen trees are losing their leaves. The songs of September ring through the cool, thin mountain air. And this can only mean one thing: elk season. And that is what brings Steve West and Clan Kim Bowman to southern Colorado in search of trophy bulls. This week on Steve's Outdoor Adventures. Outdoor Adventures is sponsored by Burris Optics and the Eliminator Laser Scope, Stormcloth 2 Performance Outerwear, Korban DPX Ammunition, Kershaw Knives, the new Bressler 360 Trail Camera, Steiner Binoculars, Outdoor Trail Freeze-Dried Foods, Montana Decoy Company, CVA Muzzle Loaders, and UDAP Bear Pepper Spray.
I've been wanting to head down to southern Colorado and hunt elk for a long time. And I'd actually applied for the September muzzleloader license but didn't draw it. So I bought a rifle license for the first season in mid-October and headed down to hunt with our outfitter on his private ranches.
Colorado is home to more than 300,000 elk. Some areas of the state are managed for high numbers of elk. Some areas are managed for trophy bulls. And then some areas like southern Colorado have both the genetics for trophy quality and high elk densities.
During my hunt, it wasn't uncommon to see 75 to 150 head of elk in one herd. And with several bigger bulls, they were grouping up for the coming winter, and it made it harder to get in on the big bulls.
Steve is hunting on private lands in southern Colorado, situated between 6,500 and 9,000 feet in elevation. This private ranch is perfect habitat for elk. The lush green meadows and aspen pockets are straight out of a magazine.
Even though the elk were in big herds and it was getting late in the season, the bulls were still bugling pretty good, and that made it a lot easier to locate the herds. The guides were targeting one big 7x6 and another 6x6 that were both estimated to be around the 370 to 380 class, and I got to see them both in one herd.
When I seen that 350 bull, and I told Ryan, I says, the way these bulls were acting, even the other bulls were pretty close knit. This bull was the big dominant one. Even that 400 bull wasn't the major herd bull in here.
He wasn't?
He was just still with his other bulls. So.
Not the size of the dog.
Right, there you go.
Well, I hate to break this to you, but I don't care if he's dominant or not. The big one, the one with the most bone, gets the most lead.
I like that, man. I'm all about that.
There's 30, 40 elk more down there.
Yeah, we're not even seeing.
So you feel this? I mean, I was just sitting there feeling it on the back of my neck. You know, you got a draft.
I see over 10 bulls in that bunch.
Yeah, there's at least 10 bulls there. I scanned it for antlers, but we got a breeze going this way. If we go down toward that, you know, that down there, we can quick play them this way, or we can jump them here. You know what I mean? But that's, you know, but if we overcommit this way and they go that way, we got 4 football fields to cover lagging behind. But he is bugling up a storm.
Yeah, he is.
Found the bull we want. There's a couple of them down there that would do. One of them has my full and undivided attention.
Steve is using the CVA Apex rifle in .300 Winchester Magnum, loaded with Korban 180 grain T DPX ammo, and topped with a Burris Eliminator laser scope. He's wearing the Stormcloth 2 Blaze Orange jacket, which exceeds the state's required amount of Hunter Orange. He's also wearing the new Steiner Predator Extreme 8x42 binoculars.
We spotted a big herd of elk that had several bulls in it. In fact, both the big bulls the guides were after were in the same herd. This was strange because normally 2 extremely large bulls don't end up in the same herd during the rut. Now they had dozens of cows and lots of satellite bulls, so we decided to go ahead and go down around the hill and get underneath them with the wind in our favor. As we were doing that, they moved up the hill. We came in underneath them, and I remember clearly spotting the main body of the herd way up above us already. But that's when I realized that 7x6 was still coming up the hill with a couple of cows, and he was parallel with us. I tried to get a shot, and I kept moving up, but I just couldn't get a good prone shooting rest without rocks and brush being in the way. So I had to let him go.
When we come back from commercial break, Steve and his guide Jimmy Hill find a big herd of elk and move into position for a shot. This segment of Steve's Outdoor Adventures was sponsored by Burris and the new Eliminator Laser Scope.
As most of you know, the Burris Eliminator Laser Scope is the most advanced rifle scope on the market today. But did you know that it's also the best possible muzzleloader and slug gun scope as well? Simple and easy to mount and quickly calibrated in just minutes. You can easily extend the effective range of your muzzleloader or slug gun out to 300 yards. Just range them and eliminate them. Top your slug gun or muzzleloader with the new Burris Eliminator Laser Scope, and you'll become a better and more efficient hunter.
If you want hard-hitting bullets with deep penetrating performance, look no further than Korban. It's 100% copper and fast expanding, with near 100% weight retention every time.
I don't trust any other ammunition, and in my line of work, my life depends on quality ammo.
Korban is the official ammunition of Steve's Outdoor Adventures. So next time you're in the field, load up with Korban DPX ammunition and drop them dead in their tracks. At a price point every hunter can afford, Stormcloth is the best value on the market today. Quiet, waterproof material, sealed seams in critical areas, popular camouflage patterns, vented armpits, extended tail.
At a price point every hunter can afford, Stormcloth is the best value on the market today. So ask for Stormcloth at your local sporting goods retailer and visit their website to learn how you can win an all-expenses-paid elk hunt with me to be filmed for television. Tired of spending hundreds of dollars on trail cameras? Then you need to look at Bressler. Bressler is a compact, lightweight, and high-quality trail camera that takes photos or up to 10-second video clips. It's easy to program and works during day and night to collect the images you need to see. Stop wasting hundreds of dollars on trail cameras that don't get the job done and buy a Bressler. Ask for Bressler at your local sporting goods store and start changing the way you hunt forever.
This segment of Steve's Outdoor Adventures is brought to you by Stormcloth 2. When we went to commercial break, Steve had just had a close encounter with a big bull. But patience paid off, because the next day, Steve and his guide found the herd in what they call the old sawmill pasture.
I heard the bugling, we moved in and got a look at him, and it was the big 7x6 down in what we call the sawmill pasture. Now, it was a picture-perfect stalk down an old roadway. I had a dead rest on my pack, and I ranged the bull at 376 yards in my Burris Eliminator Laser Scope. He was well within my shooting range, but I just can't believe what happened next.
That one smoked him.
Can you believe that?
I just missed.
I can't believe he missed that bull.
Now, I found out 2 weeks later while I was in Montana that my rifle's bases come loose because when I mounted the scope, I didn't use Loctite. Okay, that's my fault, but that wasn't gonna help me on this hunt. Now, we moved up, checked for blood, and did all the responsible things. Then we started following bugles again. We shadowed the herd through the timber, and I decided to get as close as I could for the next shot. And I almost caught up with the big bull again. It was the next last day of the season, so when the big bull got away from me, I did the next best thing. I picked out a big 6x6 when the herd came over the top of the hill, and I made the shot count.
Got him! I dropped him!
This segment of Steve's Outdoor Adventures is brought to you by Korban Ammunition.
I'm the Kentucky Turtle Man. You're on watching Steve's Outdoor Adventures here on the Outdoor Channel. Yay! Live action. Get you some.
This segment of Steve's Outdoor Adventures is brought to you by Steiner and the new Predator Extreme Binoculars. When we went to commercial break, Steve West had just filled his tag with a 6x6 bull elk.
I stepped up and I was watching this whole herd, but I was watching to see if he'd come through these openings here. And then I saw him coming, I thought, oh no. Now I was just hoping some spike didn't truck me.
That was crazy. See all the bulls coming out and going crazy.
That's not good. Colorado 6x6. Been fighting bugger, hasn't he?
Southern Colorado 6x6, Southern style.
Southern style. Southern style.
Southern style.
It was another fantastic evening here on the mountain. The bulls were screaming their guts out. We located a bull with his herd down the bottom, moved in and got set up. I have no idea what happened. I got a dead rest. I ranged him. I thought I'd got him. We moved up there and he was still screaming and bugling and chasing his cows. We paralleled the herd. We didn't give up on him. We stayed on him for, probably a quarter mile or a little more. Got up here on this top and I almost got another short range shot at the big bull. When that didn't materialize, this bull came out with the rest of the herd. He went by me perfect and I was able to make the shot. Just a fantastic property, lots of elk, and it's just been a heck of a 4 days of elk hunting here in southern Colorado.
Closed captioning sponsored by Kershaw, the official knife sponsor of Steve's Outdoor Adventures. With 1 day left in the season, Steve joined his good friend and client, Kim Bowman, for the last day of his hunt, and a morning that both of them will remember forever.
Pretty dark. He spotted it.
Kim's guide was Ryan Capps, and he's an elk killing machine. Our plan was to ambush some elk that had a big herd bull in it as they headed back to their bedding area. It was a great plan, but the elk skirted our ambush, so we had to go to plan B.
Ryan, Kim, and Steve moved down closer to the bedding area and set up. Plan B was to team call a bull into range.
Set up here on the edge of the pines. I'm going to move back in the trees. See if we can't call this bull out.
Well, Ryan and I are both very experienced callers, and I love to cow call during the late season. So Ryan set up with Kim on the edge of some open shooting lanes, and I backed up 50 to 70 yards, and we both started team calling. Now this is super effective because of the distance between the two callers, and it worked better than we'd anticipated. Almost too well, because the whole herd started to come in.
Yeah, we were team calling, and it worked perfect. Steve was behind me, 50, 60 yards. He was moving around like I normally have to do, but I wanted to stay with the hunter and make sure that he pulled the trigger on the right bull.
Thank God that first 5x5 didn't blow out on us and take the whole herd with him. I couldn't see the rest of the herd, but I could see Kim getting excited and set up in the shooting sticks, so I figured it was just a matter of time before something happened.
This segment of Steve's Outdoor Adventures is brought to you by the new Bressler 360 trail camera. Steve's Outdoor Adventures is sponsored by Burris Optics and the Eliminator Laser Scope, Stormcloth 2 Performance Outerwear, Korban DPX Ammunition, Kershaw Knives, the new Bressler 360 trail camera, Steiner Binoculars, Outdoor Trail Freeze-Dried Foods, Montana Decoy Company, CVA muzzle loaders, and UDAP Bear pepper spray.
If you'd like to book this hunt for yourself, give my office a call. The toll-free number and website address are listed at the bottom of the screen, and I'm always available to take your calls and answer your questions and personally help you book the hunting or fishing trip of a lifetime.
When the bull stepped out in the opening, I had a glimpse of him, but I couldn't really see how big he was at first. And then he turned towards us and bugled, and I got a pretty good feel for what he was, and he was a fantastic bull, and that's when I shot.
Take your time, he's not going in. That one dumped him. Lord, you put that one on him, huh?
That's a big one.
That's a good bull.
Holy.
Nice bull. Man, did they come to the calling or what?
What a bull. I had no idea that the bull we were calling in was so big.
That's a nice bull.
The
whole time you guys were looking here, you know, the little 5-point come down? He was destroying a tree, and I could see him up the lane.
I was trying to get
Did you see the tree waggling?
I was trying to get him fixed. I was like,
That movement is the bull that we're after right there. Just stay fixed on
Thank
that.
you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
We did it. Well, that's all we had.
Look at the bugler, still bugling.
Oh, look at that. That is a bull.
Holy moly.
Look at that. Just gotta
Turn it sideways. Look at all the points.
I know.
Wow.
Look at the mass. Look at that. That's
My
just
goodness.
huge. Sticker here, he's got a broken one. Another spike over here.
7x7.
Hey man.
Thank you. Thank
Put
you.
her there, buddy.
That is a
That's
stud
what
of
we
a
came
bull.
for. Right there.
Yes,
Look
sir.
at that big old long thirds on him. He's compact, but boy, he's built.
That's what it's all about right here. Last morning of the hunt. We've seen lots of bulls this week. Kim and Ryan have been on them. We tagged out last night and put together a plan to come in here and try for this bull, and it couldn't have worked out any better. Hey, good job, man. Ryan and I got a chance to do a little tag team calling. He got Kim set up in the sticks, and he made some calls up front. I backed up about 50 yards and started making some calls back in the timber. It took a while, probably 20, 30 minutes, but man, then the bull parade started.
Got him coming.
You know, and once they locked onto us, it was just a matter of being patient and selective. And selective was going to be tough because that first 6 point that came in, that had to have been a hard one for you to keep Kim off of.
It was, but we could hear this one bugling, so you know we knew there was a better bull coming.
Oh yeah, yeah. But just a fantastic hunt. Once again, great property, awesome guides, and I can hardly wait to come back next year. Kim made it count and took home a monster Colorado bull elk. And while I took a nice 6x6, I should have taken a much larger bull. So you can bet that I'll be back out there next fall chasing monster bulls again. In fact, if you'd like to book this hunt for yourself, give me a call. My toll-free number and website address are listed at the end of the program, and I will personally book your hunt to come here next season and hunt trophy bulls in southern Colorado. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this week's show. But please remember to join us again next week for another exciting episode of Steve's Outdoor Adventures.
Steve and Kim caught the end of the rut, found some hot bulls, and experienced some of the finest elk hunting in Colorado before Steve and his cameraman headed off to Wyoming to hunt whitetail and antelope. But that story will be told next week on another episode of Steve's Outdoor Adventures.
Hey everyone, I need your help. I want to win a Golden Moose Award this year. I need you to get on the Outdoor Channel website and click on the GMA logo. Then complete the online voting form. I want to be your fan favorite show, but I can't win without your support.